Alrighty, it is 10:31 p.m. on January 2nd. This is 2024. Happy New Year. I just got done doing the passenger side removal of everything to get ready for a ball joint replacement. I am a first timer at this. This technically will be my second time because I'm doing the other side, but first timer for bilateral removal here of everything. Just wanted to try to show this in real time, how long this takes me. I do have mechanical skills, and just in that I'm a garage mechanic guy that rebuilds Yamaha Waverunners 4-stroke and 2-stroke motors. So, you know, experience turning wrenches only to the point of not being afraid of the things that I've touched before. So doing these was very daunting. Thank you to everybody on YouTube. There's a dude that has like the exact same truck he's working on out of his shop. I think it even is it's a 2017 Ram 3500 Longhorn. I think he calls himself Redneck something. Dude, thank you very much for the video. A lot of good tips there. The guys at I forget the name of the ball joint company that have a video on this. Hopefully I'll remember through the video. Anyway, I'm going to stop yapping because I get long-winded. Yeah, so this is just how long it actually takes. Now, this is a Texas truck. It's got 98,000 miles on her, so it's not a Rust Belt truck. It's been up in Colorado, but not too bad. There's just not any real rust to speak of, so your mileage may vary on this as far as, you know, how difficult it is to bust everything free on yours. But if you are a first timer, a DIYer, I just wanted to show how really not hard this actually is. And you find all the right tools here first of all. So I'd say all in all it took me an hour, I believe, on that other side to get everything pulled apart. Of course, there's a lot of time spent watching YouTube videos to get to this point, so, you know, give credit where credit is due. I did have to watch a few YouTube videos in between the work. It did take, you know, a total of about 2.5 hours, you know, just to get through watching all the videos again and again and again that I needed to watch. One thing that I don't have, though, I've got this is a metric 22, so I've got this one good to go, but I'll show you where I'm missing the correct tools, so it's going to take me a little longer than if you have the correct tools on everything, but oops, you know, it helps if you have good power. That might help.
All of this has nothing to do with how we feel. Okay, we both love very, very.
Might have tripped my brake there. Yep, bet you I did. All right, now we got power. Oh, of course I've got the vehicle jacked up and on 6-ton jack stands already from Harbor Freight Tools. So that saved me a little time. So let's account for like another 15 minutes of setup, maybe 20, let's say. Get all the tools out. So I have never done any work at all other than an oil change, and I did a fuel filter change on my previous Ram 3500, but that is it. So extremely unfamiliar with diesels and linkages and steering and all joints. I mean, I had to spend all night last night combing through YouTube videos on this to try to isolate, figure everything out in advance, so stuff starts looking a little bit familiar anyway as you start digging through here. This is the Bauer. It's got a model on here or not. Anyway, it's like a 1,050 foot-pound torque, corded torque, of course. So on the other side, trying to pull this tire off actually didn't want to come off. So let's see if this one is, okay, it's a little better. I had to hit the other side with a hammer. Dead blow for a little bit to get it to come out. All right, let's see. Yeah, that looks familiar from the other side now. So this is where I don't have the correct size tool. I believe it's supposed to be a 21 mil, and it's got to be a shorty. So I've got a 13/16, and on the other side, it didn't do any damage. I didn't love doing this, but I did it. It worked. So I take a little bit of Super Tech lubricant, just because it's the closest one to reach in my shop supplies. Just gonna throw it on each of those bolts. Not trying to lube these bolts per se, like for the threads. I'm trying to lube it so that this slides on actually a little bit better, because it is incorrectly sized, and I am trying the best I can to not strip this stuff. So I got the I'm gonna say all these parts. I'm gonna give them names that aren't correct, just so you know. Be aware of that. You're watching my video, I'm not watching yours, so you're gonna have to deal with that. So I got a little extension on here. Tap it till it's at least covering half of the bolt, since it's the wrong damn size, unfortunately. Make sure it's actually spinning, not stripping. The reason I only want it halfway on is I don't want to punch it all the way on and strip out the good threads on the very end of that nut. So this is every single time. This is the process I have to do. I have to take that off. Then, since it's only halfway in, it leaves that in there. I got to go to the vise, and I've got to actually knock this out with a flathead screwdriver through the back side on every one of these. So a little bit longer on this process. Sorry about that. In fact, let me go ahead and pause this video, and we'll keep the clock running, of course, but I'm going to go through these. Yeah, fuck it. You can watch it. You can fast forward just like I can. This will be annoying to you. Just bring this vise right over here so I can do this locally. Save myself a little bit of steps. 53 years old, I don't need to get my steps in. I got my steps in a long time ago. Alright, so going through this hole with the extension, making sure we're centered real nicely. Halfway. And here we go, this shit again. Again. Trust me, if you think this is annoying to you, for me to do, you should be here wasting your time when I should be drinking beer. You have to do this for some reason. You're unwilling to stop your project until you can get the correct tools. You're real careful knocking that thing with that flathead so you don't booger up those internal threads, or you'd be tapping those again. So I don't know how important this is, but one of the videos had it, so thank you all for the tip of going, caddy corner, star pattern, whatever you want to call it, with the removal of these inners. I figure it can't hurt for sure. Again, there's just no rust on this vehicle, so this is just really easy compared to some of you poor guys. I grew up in Wisconsin, so I know what you're dealing with on your trucks. It's just a nightmare. I bought my dad's 02 Chevy Silverado 2500 8, 9, 10 years ago. Brought it down here to Texas. Cleaned up all that rust underneath that thing, sprayed her down, and thought I was going to use that to pull fifth wheel. Ended up being way over payload, so I sold that down here and had all the experience that I ever want to have with y'all's rust up there. So yeah, sprayed all these nuts. If I said bolts, sorry about that. Sprayed all these nuts already with lubricant, just so that everything kind of slides over a little bit better. Halfway. This guy is just short enough. If you go at least halfway, then you'll be able to get it out of there. But if you don't go quite far enough, it's going to get stuck in there and you'll have to hammer it on in there. So that's why I chose halfway. You'll figure out pretty quick if you've got enough meat in there to get these out of there without stripping them, but not too much meat so that you end up having to fight to knock it back out of there like I'm doing. Yeah, get the right damn tool for the job. This is ridiculous, but you know, it's going to take me an extra 5 minutes at the most, and it's late in the evening, and I want to get this thing ready because my Carli ball joints are coming in within a day or two, and I don't want to not be ready for them when they get here. I want to be ready to roll. I'm excited to get that project done. This isn't something I want to do. Just I want this to be the last truck I ever buy, theoretically, and I want to get it done right. Do these ball joints. I carry a 5,000 pound Lance 1172 truck bed camper, slide-in truck bed camper in the back of this thing. So I want beefy suspension. I'm already pushing or over payload, probably over to be honest. Don't know. Manufacturer says one thing on the dry weight and the wet weight of that camper, and they lie like sinners most of the time on those things, so I gotta get that thing in and get it weighed. I just bought that too along with the truck. Bought the truck here in Texas in Huntsville, and then drove empty up to Pennsylvania, unloaded to go and buy the camper. It's about almost 3 months ago now. See, there we go. I didn't knock that one on far enough. Oh, yeah, I barely. So I was going to have to thread it back on and knock it on a little bit further, I thought. Anyway, drove up to Pennsylvania to get a really good deal on that 1172 2018 model. And the truck, when I bought it, had a nice bulb ring around the passenger front right tire. So it pulled to the right also on the test drive. And you know, as you would expect, as I expected, the salesman, they don't know jack crap at these dealerships anyway, but he lied to me about payload capacity, which you know, I knew that from reading the damn door sticker. And then he told me, after he lied to me about that, I knew he was lying about everything. So he said, oh, it just needs a front end alignment, and just bring it back in, schedule it, and we'll throw in a front end alignment. But the Carfax, it said at about 75,000 miles. Previous owner brought it in for front end alignment, which not that out of the usual. But then another 3,000 miles later, he brought it in again when he was up in Colorado. Took the vehicle up there and had issues with it, you could tell. And then very shortly after, within 15, 20,000 more miles, traded in. So fortunately for me, the Carfax that my buddy got me a copy of today actually had the name of the alignment place up in Denver on it. But more importantly, it actually had the seller's first and last name on it. It didn't have a telephone number. So I was able to take his first and last name, look at the rest of the Carfax. I saw that he lived up in the either the Conroe, Texas, or we're in Houston, but Conroe and Magnolia area, I believe is, if I remember. No, not Magnolia. Conroe and I can't remember the other town up there. Anyway, so I did a zabasearch.com. Zaba Search is the website that I use, and was able to find his name with an address, but not a telephone number. It had a partial X'd out telephone number. So I was able to take his address with his name and Google that, and it came up with an LLC under his name. Then I was able to look up that LLC to get a phone number. And I left a message, called him today, left a message, told him, you know, the story that I own your previous truck, I believe. I think it's yours. If there's any chance you call me back, man, I would appreciate it. And dude, this guy called me back. Such a cool conversation. Awesome guy. He happens to be a airline pilot. I'll leave that airline nameless for now. Fly 777s. I happen to be a retired air traffic controller. So as you can imagine, the conversation went really smoothly. We had a lot to talk about. Awesome dude. And at the end of the conversation, of course, you know, he's able to give me the whole history on this vehicle. So now, just using this rubber mount, since this isn't rusted all together, I can already see it separating this, what do you call this thing? This hub extension, I guess, yeah. Bam, that's all it was. So, you Rust Belt guys, be jealous. Be really freaking jealous. That is exactly how I expected that to come off, according to the way it came off from the other side. Oh, the other advantage I have right now is I've got this, whatever steering link is. I'm not even sure what the hell you call it. I took it off at the shock. There was one bolt on the shock, and then was able to just drop it off these to keep this all in one piece with the shock. Less bolts to take off. That was another YouTube video suggestion, which worked out really well. All right. Let me think what the hell I got to do here next. Do not, if you're only doing ball joints, you do not need to remove this. Some of the videos show people removing this to get the axle up. Don't do that. You don't need to. We'll get to that. I want to keep this as quick as I can while I'm yapping. Don't want to make it an even longer video. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what comes next, to be honest. So you got your brake lines here. Let's see. There's got to be something connected. I need to move something. There's a little kind of holder clip right there. Plate. Alright, so we're going to remove the caliper. The last time I actually removed this part right here, the big fatty, and then that it left the brake pads basically exposed and open. Well, I don't need to do that, as it turns out. I was watching one of the videos and just was following what they were doing. They were actually replacing the brake pads as well. Well, I'm not going to be doing that. So I did unscrew the cap and left it loose on top of the brake fluid fill up in the under the hood, so that it makes, which I don't understand brakes and all that kind of stuff and how this all works, but I think that makes this easier. So I'm just shoving pry bar carefully inside. Let's see where we act physically. It looks like I am like right here on this inner ring of the hub. Let's see if that compresses anything. That ain't doing shit, of course. I'm trying to remember what they are actually compressing. If it's a little further in there. Yeah. All right, so get a good angle in there to get way that way, and you'll be able to pry your brake. Pry everything open a little bit. I feel like I'm there actually. Don't really know what I'm supposed to compress. I'm just compressing it. So I'm trying to pull this whole thing open, compress the pistons, I guess. Top one seems to want to go to the bottom one. Doesn't seem as friendly. Let's see if I can. There it is. All right, now we're compressing. I don't know if you do this too fast, that might send brake fluid up into your, since you have that open, if you do, it could actually squirt your brake fluid all over inside there. So I did wrap everything kind of loosely with a clean rag, just to prevent any of that from happening. All right, let's see. Back to work. Can't remember the size of these guys. The back of this caliper, I think we'll call it. Let's see. Looks like there's 2 bolts. One down here. There could be one up here. Oh, okay. That's holding on. I don't want to take those out. You gotta. Oh, that's a 16 mil, I think, if I remember right. That's a 16 mil. If you need to do your brakes, take those off. This will all fall this way, along with your brake lines, stuff like that. If you want to take the whole unit off and leave it as one for later, which I do because these brakes were actually replaced 75,000 miles, I think. Then go for big nut, which is going to be size of, it's even bigger than that. What is that one? That's a 22, let's see. Oh, my old bones. This one. Let's go with this handful. In there somewhere, we'll find it. Oh, on our breaker bar. And our ½ inch. All right. Let's see which one's the money. No. And this guy is a 24, and that's the money. So 24 on the big bolt. That's going to be right in line here. If you can't see it, it'd be kind of tough for me to show you actually everything. I don't like doing a lot of editing on the video, and I sure as hell do not like to move my cameras around on my cell phone. Holy crap. Is that right? It feels a lot tighter than that last one did. I just don't remember. Of course, I had that front side connected still, so a lot easier. There it is. Okay. That wasn't that hard. It's just I thought it was going to give me more resistance. And then there's another one of these guys right here. Just don't slip off of that bolt. So that's all you need is about a quarter turn, and that needs to actually come off by hand. They're just, that needs a little bit more of a turn. Nice loosey-goosey. Support the weight. Make it easier. Yeah, I watch these mechanics. And I mean, kudos to you guys for posting this stuff. Thank you guys so much. And they're not wearing gloves. You know, I feel like such a fucking sissy. But so that's the bolt that you guys are going for right there. Big guys. Big guys. We are going to need something to hang this this thing up in here securely. So what I'm going to try on this side, I have a bungee on the other side, but I'm going to try one of these guys. So a little ladder hook or something. And my intention is just kind of hook it up in here and see if this will work. So I believe it will. A little knee support. Other guy, big guy, same size. And I think this thing should rock and roll out. Any more clips to worry about? Yep. What's this guy? That's the sensor, I believe. So, okay. So on your actual brake line coming off of here, there's a little connector, a V connector. Make sure and disconnect the wire from that, like pull it out of that V connector so it doesn't come along with it. That's going to be your ABS sensor or something, I think they say. All right, pull you out, tilt, watching my brake line, don't put any stress on her. Manipulate it, turn it, whatever you got to do to keep it from being stressed. How am I gonna hang you? Let's check this line for stress and rotate it. Good. And I had a spot figured out for this before. Oh, that bugger's heavy like that. Oh, buddy. Oh. Let's get to stress. I think we got her. Alright. I think, it's a little bit more stress than I want on that rubber part of that brake line. Let's carry this over to the right side and try to reset it in over here. I think I like that better already. Checking that brake line. Everything's nice and we're good there. There we go there. All right, now let's see, what do we do next? Whee-bra. Oh, now I wasn't expecting that, but this fucker's already loose. That's a freebie. So on the damn, that was easy. On the previous one though, again, no rust. Took my cheap ass HFT dead blow hammer and or this guy right here, one of those two, and I was just hitting it on the back side, bang bang, rotate, bang bang, and it popped right the fuck off. So don't hate on me, Rust Belt guys. I'm just saying, I know I'm freaking lucky, very lucky. So we're just gonna set this one safely over to the side on its face. That surface is nice, shiny like they are. Man, that was beautiful. Love that. Love it when it happens. Okay, let's grab a 10 mil and just get this guard out of the way. Dust guard or whatever they call these things. I have no idea. Again, this ain't my job. My job is to move airplanes. At least it used to be. Keep big airplanes from becoming little airplanes all over the fucking sky. That's my job. Now, is to collect my pension and let you guys watch my yappy videos. You're welcome. So, I'm putting these guys back just so I don't misplace them. And then let's get this guard out of the way so it doesn't get bent up. Alrighty. What do we want to do next? Oh, the sensor. Alright. So the sensor is right, almost dead center. Just follow this wire back right here. It leads right to it. You would have to be a total moron to not be able to find it. And if you are that dumbass moron that can't find it, stop this video right now, put your tire back on, and go get a mechanic. That's what you should be doing. I'm just saying. Alright. All I'm doing is I'm just clearing out some of the soot that's in and around this 5 mil Allen head that's holding this sensor on, because there is a hole there once you move the sensor, and I don't want shit falling in my sensor hole. So, due diligence. I don't see anybody else do this, but you know, it might not be an issue. I don't know. I don't know, man. This ain't my job. Alright. Using this small little flathead just to kind of work this little towel around in that area, clean up the brake clean that still hasn't evaporated. Sniffing some fumes, get myself nice and happy. Alright. Now that we're happy, let's put this 10 mil aside. You don't need that anymore. Grab this 5 mil. Got this 5 mil hex head, Allen head, and you know what? I don't like using this impact for this kind of stuff. Sure, it's fine for you gear heads, but I like the feel of the connection to know that I'm not stripping something. You know, so we'll use this occasionally. Just my preference. Alright, that's all you got is that little guy right there. Now, take that little flathead, we're going to just carefully pry this sensor out of its home. And that's all it is. So you got your little greased up sensor. You got your Allen key hole, and this is like some kind of blue grease on there. So I don't want to get that contaminated. I am guessing it's not a fucking big deal if I do, but this is what I do, y'all. Let me show you. Where? Oh man, where are my zip ties? I use my damn zip tie box as my camera stand, so now I can't undo that. Oh yeah. Alright, so I take just a clean rubber glove, pick a finger, any finger, let's use the thumb. Big fat freaking thumb. Let's rip that off. I'm gonna seal this little girl up. I guess it's a male, so seal this little boy up. Alright. And then that would really be fine. That's good enough, but if you really want to make it fine, if it's going to be a little bit before you get back to this project and you feel so inclined, throw a little zip tie around there now. Keep that thing nice and dirt free forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Did I say ever? Alright. So keep this glove around because we're going to use that one more time for the same type of scenario. Alright, so where are we at? We got the sensor wire out of the way, we got that out of the way. I'm pretty sure that we're ready to remove this, which comes through, if I'm getting this part name right, it comes through the steering knuckle. It's going to carry along the entire axle or the axle shaft, whatever. The axle shaft, I think. I don't know. Bite me if you don't like that. So there's 4 big ass bolts behind it though that we got to remove. Remember 21s or something? Oh, they ain't that big. Looks like it might be a 19. The hell did it go to? But anyway, if you look right past this right here, boom, you're gonna see the threads coming this way, and there's 4 of them. It's a square unit behind there, so 1, 2, 3, 4. You just gotta chase those down and track them down behind here. That's the way to do that, of course, is to drag your button steering linkage across the shop floor like an idiot. I ain't gonna do that anymore. Let me grab something to put that linkage on. I don't like the sound of metal dragging on concrete. There you go. There you go. I'm not happier there. Now we can drag as we want. Bang, bang. Oh. Let's make sure we're okay here. let's start with that angle. All right. Oh, where did I put our little 5 mil? Let's put that back. Put that guy back where he belongs. All right, yeah, nice and happy now. All right, back to our work. Let's find the back side of these and see what size she is. And it's a little on the loose side. What are you, 19? Must be the 18. Yeah. I have to get off my lazy ass again. 18, that's the answer. 18, just what I said. Exactly what I just said. Yeah, sure. So these, if I remember right, had very little torque on them. Shockingly little torque on them. So, let's see. Put a good angle here. Get on that. Okay. So, one finger. Oops. It'd help if I loosen instead of tighten. Like to say it's the first time. So, not too bad. I mean, probably 50 foot-pounds if I had to guess. You know, when we get to the reassembly, I'll know what the torque spec is, because the Carli ball joints come with all these torque specs to put this back together. I know I'm not smart to figure it out, so thank God. Just loosen the rest. You guys don't need to see me muddle through this. Untightening or removal of everything. Okay, that's gonna hurt my back. Just not gonna work that easily. So we'll put on a little bit of mustard. Just for that first quarter turn, and she's good. Missed it already. Okay, is that it? Yeah. So they, you know, again, no rust, so they just spinning right out after that first quarter to half a turn. Alright. There's going to be 4 of these fellers right there. 4 of them. That's what you're looking for. Ones. 2, 3. Here's your 2. All the same exact size. Now, let's harass this thing back that way. I'll grab these other 2 on that side. My OCD is starting to beat me up here a little bit with all my tools on the floor. Oh yeah, you guys that are wanting to do this, I don't know what kind of prices you're gonna find in your local area, but I called around today. I called my local Ram dealer in Houston here up on Highway 290, and whoops, yeah, Rob, you gotta loosen, lefty loosey. So get on the other side of this fucker, and I forget where I'm at. So with the OE Mopar uppers and lowers for both sides, they quoted me just under, well, before sales tax, just under $2,100. So after I wiped the shit up out of my pants, then I called, where'd I go next? Called a couple places that do good work. When we really need something done that's beyond my scope on the other vehicles, which that's been a long time. Since YouTube basically, I don't really go to a repair facility that much. Damn you. And see, the cheapest that I found was over here on North Eldridge Parkway at West Little York. There's a little shade tree looking place that's by a Quick Car Care, and they said the labor you bring in your parts if you want to, and the labor rate was going to be $550 or $575. So it was the cheapest that I found. Called a diesel shop down there in Pearland or Southeast Houston that does front end alignments. They got a pretty good website, so they charge fees, you know, just to look at their website apparently and add it onto your bill. $1,300 for the labor. $1,300 just for the labor. They'll buy your parts for you and charge you for it, or you can bring your own in. What else? Where else did I call around to? That's pretty much it. Alright, so we got those 4 bolts out, so now this entire shaft should be able to press out. So the way I started, since I don't have rust issues, little bank, and I can already see the crack developing on this square section here. Let's straighten this guy out. Works better when you're pulling an axle out if you actually have everything straight, apparently. I mean, seriously, that's all I'm doing. I mean, come on. $2,100 Ram, go fuck yourself. They charged, Ram wanted 8 hours of labor, is what the guy told me. 8 hours. I mean, you're watching the video, y'all. Let's see. This is an idiot doing it. He ain't making no 8 hours. So, got this little pry bar, put it right behind where the bolt came out from. Pry each corner just lightly, loosely, just a little bit. Give myself a little bit of mechanical advantage there. Bang, little bang, and then a lot of boom. These videos, these guys just hammering away on this stuff, hammering away. All the rust falling out all over the place. Oh, God dang, man, that was suck. All right, so that's all it was. Now we can wiggle, get our big boy pants on here, and we're going to lift, pull this U-joint through, I think I even said that right, through the knuckle, rest, re-support. Oh, fuck that. We're going to grab it right here at the shaft, and we are going to carefully pull that fucker out. It's heavy. And there you go. It's pretty good. I don't even know what I'm looking for for play on that thing. So anyway, she gone, she banged. All right, now let's see what we can do next. Next, we're going to do, so there's still the sensor wire is connected to this knuckle, so we're going to need to break that little mount off. I don't really understand. It's just a little pinch connector. So you can pry it from the side. This side here worked out well and comes right off of that little portion. And let her hang, bro. Alright. So now. Oh, now we're gonna knock this bitch out. You know, I don't need to knock that out. Fuck that. She's free. Let's leave that bitch on. Right? Can I do that? Yeah. We'll leave that on. Then we don't have to deal with this thing and at all when we go to put this thing back together. Since we already did the other side. So, but if we did do that, if we did have to do this, you would just take this bolt right here, loosen it up to take it all the way off, then put it back on about 4 or 5 rotations. And then what did I do? Oh, then I took a pry bar, again, one of the videos out there, EMF, that's the one. The EMF guys doing the ball joints on the Ram 3500 or Ram 2500 that they had on there. Full of really good tips on removal. Even if you're not using the EMF ball joints, just to the removal video, they're using a really rusted up piece of shit truck. And man, it helped me sort through a lot of struggles on that first time, which was really cool. So thank you, EMF guys. Sorry I didn't use your ball joint. They look great. I just wanted to go with Carli for whatever reason, no real good reason, just my reason. All right, so if you were going to remove this, again, the bolt is just floating up on that nut a little bit higher, and then what did they do? Then they took and they put this pry bar. Find a home for it that's secure, some piece of metal somewhere. You can probably get a good angle. Looks like right here would be a great angle. And I'm gonna press down like a motherfucker, just really crank on it, and I'm gonna take my my slammer jammer hammer, and it will not hit the ground because the nut is still in the bolt. So I'm just gonna pry. Oh shit! Careful, don't slip like me. So pry down, get a good hold. Check yourself, make sure you're safe, and you're just gonna whack. I mean, bam, bam, and that leverage pushing down on this really helped to punch that out super efficiently, man. So thank you, EMF, for posting that. That was extraordinary. All right. So we're not going to do that part. So let's say we're saving ourselves on this video 10 minutes. That's very, very generous in my opinion compared to what it took on that other side to knock that. Actually, I had 2 of them to knock out. It just wasn't that freaking hard, y'all. All right, so without further ado, we have to get the nuts off of the bottom of these 2 ball joints. This is a big son of a bitch here. I'm going to say probably a 33 or 34 mil. I don't even know, man. But I don't have it. So I will be going to get one at good old HFT tomorrow, but I don't have it tonight. So I'm just using a big fat freaking crescent. And this girl, she is just fine with this project. Try not to booger this guy up too bad. Find a home there, it's nice and snug. And there's a good home for you. Let's get her nice and tight, squared off. And lefty loosey, right? Make sure I'm doing it the right way. That's sucking. You get a better grip and just pull it right her, and I'll make sure and hurt my back just a little bit. Almost the limit of my crescent wrench for this guy. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I don't hurt my back. Let's get some good torque posture and make sure when I fall I don't impale myself on something here. One more check for lefty loosey. Yeah. Right. And there she goes. Boy, that feels like it's tightening. Hang on. It's upside down, y'all. What can I say? This is why I don't do this shit for a living. Alright, so in a pinch, it'll work, is what I'm getting at. Now this has some pretty good mustard holding her on. I could probably squirt a little bit of penetrating lube on there, make my job a little bit easier. That'll slip off and break it up. Let's see if that actually did anything. That's it. No. That didn't do shit. Don't even waste your time. So again, somebody's got the specs for this already on one of their videos, but it is either a 33 or a 34 mil, and I do not know what the non-metric equivalent is. I just know that my sockets topped out at 32 and it didn't fit. Almost did. Didn't fit. So I get to go buy a new tool. Oh, I also want to go get a pickle fork, because that'll make this last step a lot easier than what I had to go through. Alright, so big ass nut. This guy here, put it all the way back. back, or put it back on. Don't drop it, don't cross thread, don't get it dirty. Stick it back on just until the bottom of that bolt is almost flush. But I got a good, almost a half inch of a gap here now. So, oh boy, oh boy. You know, you should give me a, what do you call that? Golf. I don't golf, but you should give me a mulligan. Whatever they give golfers so that they get some free strokes compared to the good guys. You should give that to the old guys too on this kind of stuff. So if you're thinking about commenting and being a fucking Karen, there you go. What do we got here? What do we got here? We got one bolt under here, which is going to be a 24 mil. The other side had super low torque on that thing, man. I mean, like, shockingly low torque. Probably 25, 35 foot-pounds, maybe, is what it felt like removing it. So, I don't know, man. I mean, it just didn't seem like a lot. There was like nothing there. It was like it's barely on there. I definitely don't need this. Didn't even need this breaker bar. Could have used a I could use a 1/4 inch drive, let alone a 1/2 inch. So, all right. Let's take her all the way off, just so I know where the threads terminate. Now I'm going to plug her back on and go back up, leaving about not quite a 1/2 inch, almost a 1/2 inch. All right, now we're ready to smash on this little fucker and send her dropping until it catches itself on these two bolts. Keep wanting to say gnats. So on that other side, I wasted a bunch of time by trying to put a pry bar. This is where a pickle fork comes in. Put a pickle fork in there and bam! And the guys at EMF, watch that video. It comes out so damn quick. So I did that. Let's see. Now you're not hitting this part here. You're actually hitting the other part of this one to get it break free. And by the other part, I mean this knuckle here. This part, that's where you want to be hitting. Okay, all the way around there, and not this part up here, but the actual piece that's up a part of this cast steel right here. Of course, my brake is in the way. But what I did on the other one instead, that's why I removed that dust cover, is get the BFH out and that's what I did on the other side. Now I had hit this thing for quite a bit before that broke it free, but it worked rather quickly. I thought this would actually drop a lot quicker. Using that guy the first time, I don't want to use that on small innards. Just I don't have that good at aim. Alright, get a little shared time at the bottom. Of course, I can't hit that. You don't want to booger up your threads, so careful on that. And there she went. So that thing just dropped. Now we're going to have the weight of this whole thing in combination with this. Got my jack standing, or jack lever in the way. So I need to get that out of there. That's just a safety jack that I've got underneath this side right now. It's not functioning for anything but, so I can drop that out of play short term. there. And then we will over the rubber mat for trying to catch everything as she falls. Get BFH out of the way. And unscrew the two nuts. Unscrew. Which way is lefty and which way is righty? Let's leave that one on there. So you lift up on it a little bit. That's that little guy. And there's the big guy. Okay. Now what? Drop till you drop. Okay, not that heavy. Let's rest you. And drop. Alright guys. Check your time. So I don't even think these are I don't even know if these are bad, to be honest. They haven't been replaced in 97,000 miles after talking to the owner today. So to me, since I'm gonna have 5,000 pounds in that bed, these need to be taken out and replaced with some good heavy duty ones. So that's it. You can watch other folks' videos on how to get these ball joints out. I'm gonna have to go do that myself and go to O'Reilly's and Harbor Freight Tools and get a combination of good pieces that are gonna get me there to punch these things back out and push them back in. So anyway, I wanted to show you how relatively easy, given not having rust as the primary holder. Just wanted to show you that, okay, I got 57 minutes on here. So if I wasn't running my Yap, 45 minutes to an hour for your first time per side, maximum 2.5 hours, I'd say, is what you can expect given no rust situation to remove everything other than these guys. Okay, so give yourself another hour to press those out. You're talking 3.5 to 4 hours on each side. 8-hour job. You know, pressing them in shouldn't be that damn hard, I don't think, according to the videos. So once you get everything cleaned up, oh, you got to clean up some surfaces and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a smooth 7 to 9 hours for a first timer. So save yourself the money, get yourself some experience, like, subscribe, blah blah blah. If you don't like it, bite me. Have a good day. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.